The following day found us at Land's End Airport, awaiting a flight to the Isles of Scilly. An 8-seater skybus flew us to St Mary's, one of an archipelago of 5 inhabited islands, including Tresco, St Martin's, Briar and St Agnes, and some 150 smaller islands and rocks. They lie 28 miles off Land's End, the most southwesterly point of the UK, and have a total population of just over 2,000. St Mary's is the largest island, with about 1,800 inhabitants, and is the gateway to the rest of the islands. It covers an area of less than 2.5 square miles. We stayed in Hugh-town, the central hub, with its cluster of shops, bank, churches, cafes, galleries, restaurants and pubs. A notable building is the Star Castle, which overlooks the town from the garrison and is now an hotel. Being on a narrow stretch of land, there are 2 beaches, the northern one, Town Beach, being along the bay which forms the island's main harbour. The southern beach and bay is named Porthcressa. Scilly has been inhabited since the Stone Age, and until the last century its people lived solely from the land and the sea. Although farming and fishing continues, the main industry today is tourism. Scilly had its maritime heyday in the 19th century. The beaches were sites for shipbuilding, and the harbours were packed with fishing and trading boats. The quay is where the Scillonian passenger ferry docks every day. It's also where you'll find yourself travelling from if you're staying on any of the off-islands, or if you're taking any tripper boats for a day out from St Mary's. Next day found us on this quay, waiting for a ferry to the magical island of Tresco. In early times, some of the islands were in the possession of a group of hermits. Tavistock Abbey established a priory on Tresco, but it was abolished during the dissolution of the monasteries. Tresco is the second largest of the islands and a subtropical gem. It is the only one of the islands to be privately owned, and it is currently cared for by Lucy and Robert Dorian Smith. This island has a bit of everything, from dramatic rocky outcrops, Bronze Age burial sites and romantic castle ruins, to secluded sandy beaches and the world-famous Tresco Abbey garden, which was established in the 1830s by Augustus Smith. This horticultural paradise holds a spectacular collection of more than 20,000 exotic plants from all corners of the world, many of which cannot be grown anywhere else in Britain. The Valhalla collection within the garden is equally impressive, with its colourful display of figureheads salvaged from the island's shipwrecks. A visit to Buzzer Tower, a Grade 2 listed structure on St Mary's, which is now used as a camera obscura, gave us an overview of the island. The tower was built in 1821 as a windmill. It was restored in 1912 as a memorial to King Edward VII, when the exterior was provided with sheltered seating. Old Town is the other major settlement on St Mary's, closer to the airport and with its own beautiful beach and nature reserve. The Old Town Church is where Sir Harold Wilson is buried in the churchyard. He was a frequent visitor to the Isles of Scilly and had a house on St Mary's. The Isles of Scilly offer a certain quality of life, simpler, kinder and more peaceful, a quality long lost to many other parts of the UK. It features large stretches of deserted white sandy beaches, dramatic rocky coves, stunning seascapes, amazing archaeological sites, with beautiful walks and scenery along miles of coastal and country paths. All too soon we find ourselves at the airport, awaiting our flight back to Land's End, and taking with us magical memories of our exploration of Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly.